Hi friends, guess where I am? I'm up in Port Clinton, Ohio. We rented a house and we are literally, get you out of here and show you. Look where we are. We are on Lake Erie, right on the lake. Pretty cool, huh? Well, it's very hot and went to town, checked out that possibility to paint. And the back now has shaded out, so I'm thinking we're gonna paint looking out this way. Catch part of that tree. There's a smokestack there too, which we may or may not include. There is a boat out there kind of dredging, which we may not put that in. So that's our view. Doing it on an 8x10 Centurion panel. Maybe I'll raise you up so it's not so bright. Maybe that's better. Okay, I'm using my EZL to look through and we'll see how it goes. Take our ultramarine and transparent red oxide, make a very dark, and that's what I'm going to sketch with. So I'm going to look through here and decide what kind of composition I want. I am not going to have the whole tree. I'm going to run the tree off the top. But I don't want the tree trunk so close to the edge. I want it more in here. But it's a big tree, so it's mostly about the tree, really. There are some nice sky holes in it. All right. And that very distant line is fairly low. It's about there. And very blue and hazy. Like I said, there's a smokestack. We'll decide if we think that adds something to the scene. And then a little lower is rocks and some more rocks. And then we want to get, and we may have to raise that up because I want to get some grass in the foreground. You know, I definitely want some foreground, so we're probably going to push things up a little bit. Yeah, we drove down. I don't know if you've ever been to Port Clinton, Ohio, but I've been here, but I never really spent any time in town, and we went this morning down to town. Not much to it, really. There's just a couple main streets. Did get some cute photos, possibly for painting, and we'll see. I might go down there another time. It's about 90 degrees, though. It's a little hotter than I would like it to be. All right, so that's the tree. We'll look out here. That's more like the first gravel thing. And there's a second gravel thing that comes out further. Back in there is our distant and again, I don't know if I want it or not, but there's a smokestack back there. And the tree's going to cover a lot of area. Like I said, there's some nice sky holes in there, which I'm going to enjoy. And there's some cloud formations up there. We may get some of that. The sun's going in and out now, so that's probably enough information. All right, I'm going to rinse off my little brush that I'm sketching with. We'll get something out a little bit bigger. I could start with the tree. I could start with the sky, wherever I wanted. There's a train that goes by here. Hopefully it won't bother us. All right, so I'm taking some cobalt blue and some white for my sky color. which seems to be not bad. All right, again, I want some of these, I want to make sure I get some of these sky holes in these trees. There are actually some all the way down to that's that little piece of land across the way. Yes, it's only about 3.5 hours from our house and feels pretty vacation-y, you know. I'm seeing people out there in that heat though on little boats and stuff. I just could not handle that. That's just too much. Trying to keep it a little darker up here. Again, there's a lot of tree going on here. And I do have some Gamblin' Solvent Free Liquid I haven't gotten into yet, but I may use it for thinning. Whew, I'm hot standing here in the shade. Need a little breeze. I'm toned with acrylic paint. If you're not new to my channel, don't know that. I always try to do a bright acrylic wash on my canvas. I like that. I don't cover it up completely and I like it peeking through. I'm going to add a little yellow to this mixture now and lighten it up a little bit. You know, down in here where this sky meets the ground is always warmer and lighter normally. Nothing's always, you know, you just got to observe. That's what I see today. I can hear the water over there coming in and waves. I love it. Things are moving up there pretty quick, so get a little darker for the base of the cloud. Wow. Take a little yellow and a little white and hit some of these lighter parts of the cloud. I do consider myself an impressionist, so I'm never trying to be photorealist or, you know, exactly. It's an impression of what I see out there, so I'm going to darken this up a little bit down in here. I feel as though the cloud's not standing out enough. And the ground as I see it out there is darker. but yet gray. So I think we'll make a dark green with ultramarine and Indian yellow, and I'm going to put a little red in it to kill it. And let's see what that looks like. If we get something really cool go by, I'll show you. You know what I love is I love old fishing boats. I wish I had more of an opportunity to paint those. I don't want any. Got a bug crawling on me. I'm not a bug person, I can tell you. I don't want any hard edges back here, so I'm kind of scrubbing it in. And I don't know exactly where the tree's going, so I'd rather have the paint there and cover it up. Let's get another paper towel here. I think I'm going to wait on the tree and we're going to move into the water. The water actually looks more green. It's definitely lighter than that. So maybe we'll use the sky mixture and we'll add its mix. I use a limited palette, so I'm mixing up everything. Let's see, does that feel light enough? Lighten it up a little bit. I am going to put a little bit of solvent in this now to get it to move a little bit better. You know, get that canvas covered and then we can come back and we can adjust things. That dark thing came from the fact that it wasn't mixed up very well. Alright, so out here is a big line of rocks that ends about there. And we're going to want to vary the water some, you know, try some different things. I'm kind of seeing some darker areas out there. A little more green there. You know, and this is an opportunity. You could even have a little fun with it and, you know, throw a little phthalo in there maybe some places, get some beautiful blues going. That's probably what I'll do as they come toward us. This is our land mass here. That second rock thing ends about there. Let me see what I got here. I got one goes out to about there, and second one ends about there. And you may think I'm covering up all the pink, and I am not, and I won't be. I'm mostly getting color on here for now, and then I'm going to come back and adjust it. So we've got a rock mass here, another one here. The rocks are basically gray, and some areas of them are fairly light. So I'm going to just mix my three primaries to make a gray. red, blue, and yellow. And we'll put white in there. Now I look at it and that is too purple, so we're going with more yellow. So again, we've got like a rock mass here. And another one here. And I don't know how those will feel in the end, you know. Back here is just a jumbled mess of stuff behind this tree. As I look out there, a lot of that is pretty dark. And again, a lot of it's catching light too. We'll try putting some light on it and see how that looks later on. In my foreground, this is shadowed by the edge. It's probably from the tree, I guess. We're going to use Indian yellow and ultramarine, just make a very dark, transparent green. And that shadow just comes and goes. And will that work in the end? I don't know. You know, we won't know till we get further along. Right now, as you can see, I've just got lines of color. I'm just trying to get it blocked in. Tree is pretty dark. Of course, you can paint all the limbs in, but you're not going to see them. You're going to have the foliage covering a lot of those areas. I'm going to clean the brush a little bit. These are water mixable oils, so they are water cleanup. I don't mix water in them to paint. I try to keep water out of them. So let's use some of that dark green, the ultramarine and the Indian yellow. We may even want a little red in it. We'll see. And I'm going to look for the dark areas of this tree. You you can actually, if you want, do it this way. You can just scrub in the whole tree. Let's do it that way. We'll scrub in the whole tree, get some color on there. And there goes a jet ski. I said the tree goes about over to there. Big tree. Hangs down to there. I'm just going over it with yellow at this point, and then it intermixes in. But we're going to want to, put limbs in. We're going to want to get some brighter areas. Looking for where I can see limbs. Through this hole I see a limb, a couple smaller ones. We may even get out our sword brush. Matter of fact, I'm sure we will. Let's do that now. That's a brush by Rosemary & Company, and it's a splayed, kind of gnarly brush. And I like it for tree limbs because you can't control it. All right, let's see. I'm going to be putting some brighter greens down there at the base. when you paint a tree, it doesn't have to be that tree. I mean, who could, for the most part, people couldn't tell you whether it was exactly anyway, so they're pretty forgiving. And we'll come back again if we need to. We'll just see. Now let's look over here and see where we're getting really good light. Coming mostly from this side. I'm covering up some of those orange areas. You know, I have to decide how much I want to show through. I'll tell you one thing I can see I do want to do is get some little limbs. Go back to my sword brush and get some little limbs sticking out here. Because I see them and I think I like them. Yeah, I envision myself painting down in town today, maybe, but I couldn't hardly stand to be down here at all. Warmth in that tree trunk. We'll see if we like that. It feels more green. There really aren't any reflections. how I feel about these in the end. This is just kind of rock formations that are out there. There's a couple poles sticking up. We'll see. They bring in all kinds of things to stop flooding, old chunks of concrete, and I don't know where they get this stuff. Man, it's hot. Do I like that? Does it matter? I don't know. I've always said, you don't really know a lot of this stuff till you get away from it. How do you feel about it? I feel as though I don't like it because I feel as though it doesn't really make sense what the heck we're looking at. You don't have to explain everything, for sure. Right, let's see where we are. Again, these are piles of rocks, we call them, like levees. That big thing that was digging left. Considering a smokestack, whether that would added anything to it or not. Things are changing, of course, and I'm kind of chasing it a little bit, I guess. Now it looks darker out there. spiders around here, so I'm jumpy. Excuse me, taking a drink of my Coke. How long we've been at this? About 35 minutes. Get a little darker down in the corner. I don't know if you're familiar with Roger Bansamir. He had a PBS show for a while, and he has a YouTube channel. I took a workshop from him one time. He paints like a lot in acrylic, but he does oils beautifully too. He is the master of sky holes. I will say that. He is so good at them. Check him out. He puts a lot of them in, and it makes the tree very delicate. And I could probably just spend a long time studying trees and paint sky holes. If that's where your interest lies, it sure wouldn't hurt. A lot of people feel that trees explain themselves by the edges. You know, you could kind of paint a mass in and do these delicate edges, and they would read like a tree. Foliage around the base of this thing. An angled brush, which is kind of fun, you know, for grasses and process. Doesn't really make any decisions on the smokestack over there. That. It's okay. Hear the critters. I guess that's a cicada I'm hearing probably. Hoping we don't go home to the bees having overtake us. I told you last time we were having yellow jacket issues. We had an exterminator out a couple times, but they were still not gone when we left, so probably having a party at the house. The only thing I think we'll do maybe is clean up our water some. I like the blue added into the grass sometimes too. I don't know if you've tried that. You know, this is one of those areas you could mess with, try to make them read more like rocks. Actually, this one should be out. I don't want them ending the same place. That one should be out further. I don't know. I'll have to look at those. I mean, I might even do better to take those out. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm going to look at it and decide if I like these, decide if I want the smokestack in, and little bit, but that brush is kind of fun. You can really get in there and do some pretty defined edges with it, so. And I'm looking out there thinking we may do some more darks in here. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed watching that a little bit. Give you another view of where we are here. That's kind of what we're looking at. Got a hot tub over there. Not bad, eh? We're real pleased with it. I just wish it'd cool off a little bit. All right, thanks for joining me. All right, have a wonderful evening.